And now it's very clear that, thank gosh we did that. We've really changed the game in marketing and digital and globalizing the game. You mentioned expansion.
They've been winners all their life, right? They've been playing in hostile, rowdy environments all their life. They just young with old souls.
Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000.
The WNBA's got a problem, and her name is Caitlin Clark. Not because she's bad for the league, she's bringing in record crowds and viewers. The problem? How to handle a superstar when not everyone's thrilled about her success. Let's break down this PR nightmare. You know what's crazy? Clark's games are pulling in 1.18 million viewers on average. That's almost 3 times more than other games. And it's not just on TV. Arenas are packed when she plays. The WNBA's seeing a 60% jump in advertisers and nearly 50% more fans showing up. That's insane, right? But here's where it gets messy. Not everyone's happy about Clark's sudden rise to fame. Some players are feeling a bit salty, and it's causing tension in the league. Imagine being a star player and suddenly this rookie's getting all the attention. You'd be frustrated too, right? And that's just the start of the drama.
Made an effort to get up and put pressure on people. They're fast, I know, but if we can continue to do that, that's just gonna have to be a habit.
Hasn't just been rapidly approaching, it's been blinding. Led by one of the best rookie seasons in league history by Caitlin Clark.
And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair, like she's a performer.
I mean, I'm just really happy for this organization, obviously. Yeah, I mean, look at these fans, they're incredible, so if it wasn't for them, I don't know if they'd be here.
Stick around, because we're about to dive into the real juicy stuff. You think that's drama? Hold on to your jersey, because things just got physical. During a game against the Sun, Clark took a hit that left her with a shiner. But was it just a normal play, or something more sinister? The answer might surprise you. Picture this. Caitlin Clark's out there doing her thing, when suddenly, bam, she gets scratched in the eye. Now, you'd think that'd be an automatic foul, right? Wrong. The refs didn't blow the whistle. And that's when people started asking questions. Was it just a random accident? Or was someone trying to take out the WNBA's new golden girl? I mean, when you're pulling in crowds like Clark is, you're bound to ruffle some feathers. But this was next level. Enter Christine Brennan, the USA Today columnist who decided to dig deeper. She went straight to Dejan Carrington, the player involved in the incident, and asked point blank, was it intentional? Now, Carrington's response, I didn't even know I hit her. Sounds a bit fishy, doesn't it? But here's where it gets really wild. The WNBA, they weren't happy about Brennan asking these questions. Not one bit.
Watching her grow throughout the process, watching her get better. Looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now.
Ever? Sharon Miller, never. Maya Moore. Yeah, I said what I said. Ever. Diana Taurasi. I said what I said. Disrespect.
Getting her teammates involved, they got so many shooters. I watched them play Louisville, and the way they moved the ball and played off of her was just perfect.
That's great, and you have an opportunity to come back the next game and, you know, try to play a little bit better and give yourself a chance to take it back home and win.
They came at her hard, saying her questions were racially charged and inappropriate. Can you believe that? A reporter asks about a physical incident in a game, and suddenly she's being accused of pushing some kind of agenda. The league even went as far as saying Brennan was trying to fuel a narrative of victimhood. But let's be real for a second. When a star player gets hurt and no foul is called, isn't it normal to ask questions? Isn't that what sports reporters are supposed to do? Now, I'm not saying there's a conspiracy against Caitlin Clark, but you've got to admit the whole situation is weird. You've got a white player who's bringing in record crowds and viewers, and then you've got some players who aren't exactly thrilled about all the attention she's getting. Mix in a physical incident and a league that seems more interested in shutting down questions than answering them, that's a recipe for drama. And let's not forget, this isn't just about one game or one incident. This is about the bigger picture. It's about how the WNBA handles its stars, how it deals with tough questions, and yeah, how it navigates the tricky waters of race and representation in women's sports. Because let's face it, when you've got a league where the majority of players are black, and suddenly a white player is getting all this attention, it's bound to stir up some feelings. Some players might feel like they've been grinding for years without getting the same recognition, and that's a conversation worth having.
For myself, like coming in, you know, right off my college season and then coming right to the WNBA, having that reset has been something that I probably haven't had in like a year.
14th win for the Fever. I had this been in a long time. All right, we keep moving forward.
Y'all
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA.
These rookies have put on quite a season, and it's not just Caitlin and Angel. Rickea Jackson and other rookies are killing it this year.
But here's the thing, by trying to shut down these discussions, by accusing reporters of racism for asking tough questions, the WNBA might be doing more harm than good. They're not making the issue go away. If anything, they're just making people more suspicious. Alright, buckle up, because we're about to dive into some seriously murky waters. The Caitlin Clark situation. It's not just about basketball anymore. It's opened up a whole can of worms about race, power, and who gets to control the narrative in women's sports. You've got this white player, Caitlin Clark, who's suddenly the face of the WNBA. She's bringing in record crowds, boosting viewership, and attracting new advertisers. Sounds great, right? But here's the thing, the majority of WNBA players are black. So when Clark starts getting all this attention, it stirs up some complicated feelings.
Wanting to be like them, so I think continuing to uplift and, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
These rookies have put on quite a season, and it's not just Caitlin and Angel. Rickea Jackson and other rookies are killing it this year.
I've been waiting all season, and I know Aaliyah Boston has been supportive of Caitlin Clark, but Aaliyah Boston has a different personality.
Some players feel like they've been grinding for years without getting the same recognition. And you know what? That's a fair point. But instead of having an open conversation about it, the WNBA decided to shut it down hard. Remember Christine Brennan, the reporter who asked about that eye incident? Well, the WNBA didn't just disagree with her questions. They accused her of pushing racist ideas. Can you believe that? A reporter asked about a physical incident in a game, and suddenly she's being labeled as racist. Now let's be real for a second. Was Brennan really trying to fuel some kind of racist narrative? Or was she just doing her job, asking the tough questions that sports reporters are supposed to ask? It's like the WNBA forgot that journalism is about getting to the truth, not just accepting whatever story they want to push.
A team that likes each other, they play harder for each other, they sacrifice for each other. I believe that with my whole heart.
I mean, I'm just really happy for this organization, obviously. I mean, look at these fans, they're incredible. So if it wasn't for them, I don't know if we'd be here.
But it seems like everything is going to be great for her because she's a great talent. She seems like a great gal. I hope she turns that franchise around.
Ability to influence your offense, right? When you think about different players, you think about, oh, they can really score the ball. They can really push the ball in transition.
And here's where it gets even messier. The WNBA has a lot of black and LGBTQ plus players. That's awesome, right? It makes the league diverse and inclusive, but it also means they've got to be extra careful about how they handle situations like this. They can't just accuse people of racism every time someone asks a tough question about a white player. Terry Carmichael Jackson, the executive director for the WNBA Players Association, even stepped in. She said Brennan was trying to bait a professional athlete into a false narrative. But wait a minute, isn't it the media's job to ask questions and get to the bottom of things? Since when is that considered baiting? The whole situation is like watching a high-stakes game of chess. On one side, you've got the WNBA trying to protect its players and control the narrative. On the other, you've got reporters and fans who just want to know what's really going on. And stuck in the middle, players like Caitlin Clark who are just trying to play basketball and make a name for themselves. It's not just about one incident or one player anymore. This whole mess has sparked a bigger conversation about race, bias, and how we talk about women's sports. Some people are saying the WNBA is playing favorites with Clark because she's white and bringing in the big bucks. Others are defending the league, saying they're just trying to protect all their players from unfair treatment.
That's how skilled you are. It's the other end that y'all gotta start taking way more pride in and understand that is gonna win us games.
For the first time since 2016, this team has clinched a playoff spot. You guys learned about it last night.
Both Caitlin, Angel, and Brink, who plays for my Sparks, they made the WNBA better. They're going to be tested.
Thought we navigated screens well, especially when we needed to late in the fourth quarter. We were switching well, contesting shots, and rebounding and getting stops at the end were the reason we won.
But here's the million-dollar question. Is the WNBA helping or hurting itself by handling things this way? By shutting down questions and throwing around accusations of racism? Are they really protecting their players? Or are they just making people more suspicious and creating even more drama? It's like they're walking a tightrope, trying to balance player protection with free speech and fair reporting. And let me tell you, it's not looking pretty. Every time they wobble, more people start paying attention, and not in a good way. You know what's crazier than the WNBA's PR tightrope act? A simple press conference turning into a social media firestorm. That's exactly what happened at Caitlin Clark's first pro appearance. One reporter's attempt at humor exposed a deeper problem in sports media, and now everyone's talking about it. So picture this, Clark's sitting there, ready to talk about her game, her goals, all that good stuff. Then out of nowhere, this reporter, Greg Doyle, decides to comment on her signature heart gesture. He says, "Start doing it to me, and we'll get along just fine." What? Clark's face said it all. Confusion, maybe a touch of discomfort. And just like that, social media exploded.
On runs within the game, like that's confidence too. So I think you're just seeing our confidence grow at a different level than it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's what's been motivating us the most, honestly. Something I worry about. I think I just worry about, being in this moment, enjoying this moment, the people that I really care about, the people that I really love.
At the level you feel like all the praise, like that's the same level you'll feel all the hate. So I try to stay right in the middle.
Probably could have given ourselves a little bit better of a chance to try to get it to a game 3 to give our fans an opportunity to cheer us on here at home, and that's kind of what stunk about it. But
people were not happy. They called Doyle's comment unprofessional, sexist, you name it. And you know what? They've got a point. Imagine someone saying that to a male athlete. It wouldn't fly, right? This whole mess got people talking about how we treat female athletes differently and not in a good way. Doyle realized he messed up. He went on social media and apologized, saying his comment was clumsy and awkward. He even admitted he was being uniquely oafish. At least he owned up to it, right? But the damage was done. People were calling for his credentials to be revoked. That's how serious this got. The incident sparked a bigger conversation about respect in sports journalism. Dana O'Neill from The Athletic put it perfectly. If, for example, as a professional, ethical, impartial reporter, it would not occur to you to make a hard at, say, Victor Wembanyama, don't make one at Caitlin Clark. It's simple, but it says a lot.
Well, I just want to continue to see her growth for us being a leader, right? We know that she could hoop. We know that she could score the ball. We know that she can make others around her better.
2 games at the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care?
At the ratings the last 4 or 5 games she played. I mean, and it's something that she'd been doing all season long. Never anything to this degree.
This whole mess shows us something important. We've still got a long way to go when it comes to how we talk about women in sports. It's not just about avoiding sexist comments. It's about treating female athletes with the same respect and professionalism we give to male athletes.
Confidence in every single person on this team, and I think everybody feels that. We have, people so supportive on the bench that when your number is called, when your name is called, and you have an opportunity to take advantage of that you have your entire team behind you.
I'm going to do my best. I mean, it's still really hard basketball, like playing at this level. Everybody's going to be, competing really hard coming back from the break, obviously with playoffs on the line. I think the biggest thing is just do me, have fun.
WNBA draft is this huge success, and it's like anybody that's paying attention, like, this is the biggest star in sport.
But here's the thing, this incident isn't just about one reporter messing up. It's about the WNBA and how they're handling their new superstar. Some people think they're missing a huge opportunity with Clark. They've got this incredible talent, someone who's bringing in record crowds and viewers. But instead of really capitalizing on that, they're busy putting out PR fires. Think about it, Clark's games are pulling in almost 3 times more viewers than other games. Arenas are packed when she plays. Advertisers are jumping on board. This is the kind of star power that could take the WNBA to new heights. But are they making the most of it? Some folks don't think so. Instead of focusing on Clark's incredible skills on the court, we're talking about awkward press conferences and social media backlash. That's not what anyone wants. Fans want to see great basketball. Players want to be recognized for their talent. And the league, they should want to showcase their best and brightest. So what's the solution? It's not rocket science. Treat all athletes with respect, regardless of gender. Focus on their skills, their achievements, their impact on the game. That's what sports journalism should be about. And for the WNBA, it's about finding a way to celebrate Clark's star power while also lifting up the entire league.
I think for us, it was just about not taking it no more. And I think it was a matter of you want to win or you don't. So.
And sometimes I don't even realize how far away I am. Like, I watch it back on film and I'm like, wow, I should not shoot that shot. We've been doing a lot of just little games. Like today we had a home run derby. Of course I won. But yeah, just little fun competitions that, are outside of basketball where you can just kind of let loose and have fun.
She's the biggest star in all of sports, and she's a woman. This is very unique. No woman's ever been asked to carry this burden.
This whole situation is a wake-up call. It's showing us that we need to do better when it comes to women's sports. We need to change the conversation, shift the focus back to what really matters, the game itself and the incredible athletes who play it. So what's the deal with the WNBA and Caitlin Clark? They've got this amazing player bringing in crazy numbers, but they're fumbling the ball when it comes to handling her success. It's like they're playing defense against their own star. Here's the thing, we need to talk about race, gender, and respect in sports. For real this time. No more dodging tough questions or throwing around accusations. It's time to have an honest conversation about how we treat all athletes, regardless of their background. But it's not just on the WNBA, it's on all of us.
I feel like the best thing that I've tried to live by is like to just be the same person that I am off the court, whether I'm, leaving my apartment every single day or whether I'm here sitting in front of all of you.
Wants to scream Black Lives Matter, wants to push some sort of political agenda. She just wants the ball.
Maybe after game 4, maybe game 5 is like, these lessons are really going to pay off for us in the end when we get down the stretch, and I think they certainly did.
Players, fans, and media, we've got to do better. How can we make women's sports better for everyone? It's not just about cheering louder or buying more tickets. It's about changing how we talk about these athletes, how we report on them, and how we support them. The ball's in our court now.